Welcome everyone, this is Evelyn. How are you guys doing? I was away for a few days visiting my son. Very significant number that came up was 435 when I looked up the gematria on that. The first entry was the Lord himself, God's on earth, the UK red shield, and then this was so weird. Two names came up, Kyle and Summer, which were friends of my daughter's. Summer was her friend and her boyfriend at the time was Kyle, so that was really weird. Hematus, Hemataus, super root, Route, the God of Israel, and then October 10th, and this was yesterday, October 10th. That was so weird. Censorship, and then, which I didn't know the meaning of this word, tetelestai, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I'm sure a lot of you do if you're religious. Tetelestai, which means it's that moment of Jesus on the cross where he gives up the spirit or the ghost. It means paid in full or it is finished. He bows his head and gives up the ghost. So very profound energy coming up there. Also then 10 came up, as well as alliteration, not alliteration, but alliteration. And 900 came up. So we'll get into that when I get into that read. That'll be first. But let's go ahead first and take a few deep breaths. I have the 3-deck message of the day for you guys, as well as the 7-deck read on the table. I actually have 2 messages of the day, yesterday and today. The first one from yesterday is short, but that's the one that includes the 435, which was significant for my son. I'll get into that in a second. But let's first go ahead and take 3 deep breaths. So you can imagine that white light coming into your crown, wrapping it around your heart, and then diffusing it out into your limbs, your arms, your head, your legs, letting it diffuse out through your auric body, and then intending it upward towards source. So let's go ahead and do 3 of those. Take a deep breath. Another deep breath. Breathe in the ether, wrap it around your heart, out through your limbs and your head, your auric layers, your field, and then up to source. And one more deep breath. Okay, sending blessings to everybody, you guys. I hope you're having a great day. I hope it's been a good week for you. And thank you for being here with me. So I want to get into this. I went to visit my son. He's in West Virginia. And I didn't know when he had moved last year, his apartment, he was promised he would get into a 1-bedroom from the efficiency he was initially placed in. And so they moved him to his 1-bedroom apartment, which actually has the washer and dryer in the apartment. And he's been there all year. But when I went to visit him, I realized his apartment is right next to a diesel station. Like literally there's 3 or 4 huge tanks on this station. It's not just a normal gas station. And what I didn't realize when the number 435 came up in this first read, that 435 is his address. And then that's when I ended up looking it up. So there's a lot that came up about 435, and I brought that up again today. So this first read was done, I'm going to roll the die as well, but this first read was done at 12, right at noon yesterday on 10/10, and 435 means October 10th. That was so weird. And 10/10/10. The first entry, like I said, was the Lord himself. And again, this is Metatron, Nature's Whispers, and the Shaman deck. So this is, let me get you to the first read here. There we go. Okay, so this is done yesterday. Sorry, it's so much fluff on it. Okay, So the to the left, for those of you not familiar with my reads, is the underlying energies. These are the cards that came out, and then there's usually a pile for me at the end that I need to count, which I'll go through the cards as well. So the top deck is Metatron, the middle is Nature's Whispers, and the bottom is the Shaman Dreams. And this is more of an overall energy, whereas this is very feminine, this is more masculine energies, and how they all come together is I usually get really good messages from these decks combined. So I'm going to pull them up a little bit so you can see the cards more closely. Metatron, Nature's Whispers, and then the Shaman Dreams. All right, so this first one, done at noon yesterday. The 3 piles that I had to count were 4, 3, and then 5. And that also reminds me of the spiral, right? The 4 goes down to the 3 and then back up to the 5, the spiral energies. 4, 3, 5 is also the Emperor, the Empress, and the Hierophant of commitment and guidance, or church versus state, and the Empress between them, or independent. So I looked up the gematria there, which was for 435, which I told you most of them, but the 435 meant the first one was the Lord himself, God's on earth, the UK red shield, the name Kyle, K-Y-L-E, and then the name Summer, or actually that could be the season of summer, and then Hematus, or Hematus, I'm not sure how it's Hematus, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, H-E-M-A-T-A-U-S, then Super, Root, R-O-U-T-E, the God of Israel, October, written out October 10, which was yesterday when I was looking this up, Censorship, and then the Tetelestai, paid in full, 10, 10, 10, alliteration, and then 900 were the ones I wrote down. So 435 is also the Utah area, except for the main areas of Salt Lake City and Provo. The rest of the state is that 435 area code. The Emperor at 1212 was the Emperor Wounded Warrior, or coming together free, or with guidance, commitment, and tradition here. 2 hanging out with 12 and 12. At 1214, the underlying energy was the void, the 48 of walking away and within, the 32 to trust your own understanding, and the 21 of the world and completion points, but also the first breath, to walk away and journey on. The cycle is complete, like we said with Tetelestai, is paid in full, it is finished. The cycle is complete, take your first breath. Of the beginner's mind, being brand new each day, the journey within to your first breath, when you were delivered. So that was also coming up, to meditate on your actual first breath when you were born, to see what comes up for you. But it's really that energy of being born every day anew. Be that first breath every day, right? So you're leaving everything in the past. The first card out was the Om, and then the 32 of the journey from orange to gold, the tree of life. The orange being the orangutan, the forest man, the ego man, to the gold, which is the gold G of God old, the ancient one. From id to I divine, from instant messaging to I am. I am two eyes, co-creating on the tree of life. After traveling, go within. The number 2 of the divine feminine high priestess, again, getting back to your meditation to ground yourself again. So at 12:21, I had to order something, and the number that came up for me was 11801. This was at 12:21. And I was actually doing a meditation. At 12:27, which is the hanging man and then the ace of wands, the 2 of the high priestess again, and going within, to the evolution of the 40, the page of cups, the plant bulb of the heart, birthing the new heart, with the 2 of cups, which is the 1-to-1 on the whispering bench, with the 26, which is the page of wands. So here we have 2 pages, the page of cups, the innocent one, the sweetheart, and the page of wands of that lion's heart, as the 2 of cups between on the whispering bench together, in the life bulb womb of the combination of the womb to the heart, with the quantum entanglement of the solar plexus between them, which is the stem of the Holy Grail, the Magdalena scallop in the womb, phased arrays coming together to the sweetheart, from the womb to the heart with the solar plexus between, the Holy Grail, and then the high heart to mouth and third eye, where it's coming up as the second junction there. 4 cards were coming up, which 4 is the Emperor, but also stability and structure, and the 30 of silver, man's house as opposed to God's house, the ego part of us, the warrior of light, and the silver gate, with the moon clear now for the truth to come out, the truth that sets you free, your truth. The 31 of transformation of light and dark, of bringing it on, the light on, to bring in the shadow backpack for storage. And remember, 31 is that energy of the group, but also conflict. It's really the energy of chaos in life, as opposed to the 13 of control and death. So at 12:33 to 47, I stopped to do something. I came back at 12:48, which is the walking away within again of the Eight of Cups and hanging out, with the 49 of the Nine of Cups and getting your wish in family circles. And at 1:21, the Magician and the World again of completion, coming full circle. And again, that energy of coming full circle is coming up over and over and over again. And again, circling around. So getting your wish with the 30 of home and union, the 31 of life and chaos, and the transition of that in conflict, with the 27 of the Ace of Wands, that third flame, and Metatron and the Rainbow Bridge in a leap of faith. A family visit perhaps to home, but conflicts require a leap of faith. The underlying energy of being presently I'm trying to figure out what I wrote right there. But it's really the energy of just being present in the moment with your intuition, which, remember, intuition is the in-twit ion connection. The twit is the twin towers of you and I in connection. The 36 of the Atlas energy of the weight of the world on their shoulders. And then 33 of the Christ vibration, that number 33 that gets you there, to be gentle with yourself and stand up, but don't martyr yourself. The 18 of the moon and the purple moon, and new experiences and possibilities, with the 41 of self-love, spiritual love, and new love, to be in service with new love and service to the little ones, that you can do all 3 at the same time. It just doesn't have to be one or the other. The 32 of the journey, to trust your own understanding, at 129 is the Magician and the 29 again of that 3 of Wands of being present in the moment. Are you waiting for your ship to come in? Are you being present to your gifts? The 44 card here is the other Atlas card of being the social worker as opposed to the physical Atlas. Here it's asking you to seek beauty and wishes, social work and receiving love. The 26 of the Page of Wands, to be true to your heart, that lion's heart. And the 42, again, we're coming up here. The 42 of the Two of Cups with that Page of Wands. 1-to-1, let love be your beacon, which means be lighter and blush. Inspired by 1-to-1. 3 cards here, by the way. 1-1 becomes the H of the 44 dance. The H is the 2 chairs stacked on top of each other. Where 3 cards then came up, which is the Empress and Abundance. And of course the Earth, the Mother Earth energy. And 14 of Assurance, with the 28 of the Twin Flames and the Bountiful Harvest, and the 37 of the King of Cups and unconditional love, as always, the ideal course of action. Patience of all seasons, as the Twin Flames prepare the ethers for that unconditional love, which is always, again, the ideal course of action. The underlying energies here of the 1 of the Magician, the 40 of the Page of Cups, and the 64 of the 10 of Swords, of how the woodwives adapt to pain and bliss, or both at the same time. Around the tree is the 52, the Queen of Swords, straddling both worlds like that Pisces energy, and the 6 of the lovers in the love, family, and community of the cosmic womb, the divine feminine of family and love, and the 21 of the world and completion with your first breath of the beginner's mind. So this is very much the energy this week about the beginner's mind and coming full circle, that it is done. The 25 of the Knight of Wands in the Garden of Venus, the 43 of the Three of Cups of overflow, of overwhelm and plenty. The 31, again, of life and chaos. In the hands is the golden heart, in his hand, where the universe is your partner. The 30 of the Four of Wands, of the home or the union. The Knight of Wands, or the journeyman who comes in with the good news, where it's time to move home, with the 23 King of Wands and Fortune's Wheel, and the right timing. With 5 cards here, which is the Hierophant, expansion, freedom, and change, and the 50, which adds to that 5, which is complete emotional fulfillment with source support, the Spirit of the River, with movement to adventure, the 10 of Cups of emotional fulfillment, especially with the family, and the 11 of Justice, of alignment, of deep quiet in meditation and stillness, the 32 of the Journey of the jeweled web. It's kind of like the energy of Christmas, right? With the lights around the tree, except you're the lights around the planet. The family justice on the journey of energetic exchange with the King of the Hill who has the lay of the land. The 28 of the twin flames and that choice of path of the hollow bone, to empty yourself, to humble yourself, to allow Source to work through you as the instrument, to choose a new path, the Spirit's connecting with me, in energetic exchange with the new path of the twin flame. So then I actually did Jen McCarty's meditation at that time, and that was it started at 2:38 to 39, which is the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups, and it ended at 3-2-1 jump. And it was, the theme was all about the age of innocence. At 5:28, when I came back to the read, the 5 of, again, change, freedom, and expansion, the 28 of the twin flames, the energy of hold on one second. The energy of the Page of Wands, and going back to when I was down in West Virginia, the Page of Wands and that energy between the Page of Wands and the Page of Cups, creating that family home. As the conflicts come in as a springboard for a leap of faith, it inspires that leap of faith. To be spontaneous, to pull the Page of Swords across the bridge to the other side, which can be a message, that's that Mercury energy. And the Hermit in the perfect setting with the Queen of Cups in the acceptance of love, which is the vines wrapped around the tree as the masculine and the feminine. The 7 of the little Chariot, creating ripples to amplify our positive emotions. And again, they could be coming together with your children, coming together to meet people with your children. And as well, it can be a lot about messages and pets as well. The 54 came up again here, the Page of Swords and Mercury, initiating to cross the bridge. The 44 of the Atlas energy of learning how to receive love, and the perfect storm to step into life. The 56 of the Two of Swords and the Wall are challenges of knowing without knowing and finding peace even when things are desert dry. The ravenous show-off who's ready to dive and put on a show. And again, that's the reference to the eagle diving and then soaring up again to dive again. And then as soon as I was getting this of the ravenous show-off, getting ready to dive and put on a show, I was getting staying alive, staying alive, staying alive. So that was coming up. For peaceful tie-ons, which is the tiger-lioness union combination, the tie-ons. The King of Wands, 23, with Fortune's Wheel, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Knight of Wands in the Garden of Venus for rest and renewal, and closing the door in the changes, freedom and completion here. The 51 of the King of Swords on the bridge in the stars, feeling those limitless possibilities. The 17 of dreams with a dream, and the intent with the eye of the needle, that squinty eye. The channeling of the masculine, of being more selfish, more self-oriented, so that they can focus on that channeled vision. The 55 of the farther gate, and the truth of the two gates and the two suns, and a bold step forward for humans, which was 2, 2, and 1, which is that 5 again, of change and freedom. The energy between the silver and the gold, that's where the key lies. Between the silver and gold lies the key. The truth is always somewhere between, in a crack that happens before the full split. No longer willing to suffer, and then beelining right out of there for the door, right? So just referencing how we all stay in relationships that aren't good for us for a long time, until it gets to that point where we just can't take it anymore and realize, why have we been doing this to ourselves? And then all of a sudden it's like, that the truth, the key is in the crack that was there all along. But it wasn't until that final straw came in that there was a full break in the rock, or so to speak. When you're no longer willing to suffer and beelining right out of there, the transition to that quantum leap of faith here. And by the way, I watched The Color Purple last night, which was and I cried, of course, but it wasn't so much about the movie. Of course, the movie has a lot of parts in it that would make me cry, but it was definitely a purge coming up last night, and that often happens after I travel as well. Because when you go away and you don't eat as well as you normally do at home, and then your system gets knocked off and it brings on a purge, right? So, which is a good thing though, because it resets you to start over again fresh. So this second message from today is this one here, the same setup, same decks. And I'm going to pull it in too so you can see it closer again. The Metatron deck, Nature's Whispers, and Shaman Dreams. Okay, so today when I did this message, I kind of wanted to elaborate on 435 again, because of course I'm dealing with the fact that my son's living next to a diesel station, which he shouldn't be living there. He's got allergies, and if it's a risk of explosion, number one, you're living next to a gas tank. And number two, he's got allergies, and if there's any kind of leakage there, which it's going to smell because the trucks are getting filled with diesel there, is going to trigger you. And he's got allergy issues, and he shouldn't be living there. But anyway, I did some more stuff into that 435, which is so weird because I told you all of the gematria entries that came up, but also my son's address was 435. And then what came up is 435 highway is the highway where my son lived in Missouri, where he doesn't live anymore. So there's obviously a connection there with my son. And then when I was meditating on it, I was getting this vision of, like a mouth opening and closing, but like it's like a device that's based in a center and it's just going around in a circle, but it's opening and closing while it's going around in a circle. And I couldn't figure out what they were trying to tell me with that. And I was getting a weird bird right before that. And I was getting that energy of Pac-Man too, right, with the head of the chick. It looks like a chick when you draw that circle. And also, right at that time, the woodpeckers came to peck at my house again. Peck, peck, peck. So there's that energy of the birds with that energy of opening and closing the mouth and going in a circle at the same time. So I asked my daughter what that reminded her of. And the first thing that she said was the crocodile, and then the happy hippo game, where the hippo opens his mouth and closes his mouth, and you have to get in there. So, and it was bringing me back to birdies again as well, and the woodpeckers coming to the house. And it's not the bigger woodpeckers, it's the little ones. Because before the bigger woodpeckers, I haven't really had any problems with the woodpeckers. But when initially I did, years ago, when I was starting my journey, and I would have woodpeckers come, they were the bigger ones. Now they're the little ones. They're quite beautiful, actually. But a huge flock of them will come. And there's always one who will be stubborn and will stay, even if after I go out and tell them to leave. It usually takes twice, and then they'll leave. So I was doing a remote view technique they use in finding people. And I did that for my son and the number 435 as well. And they seemed to fit together in a certain way that was very interesting. So I went on, and again, I was getting that man of Pac-Man in circles too, like eating something up, but doing it while you're in circles. And something else came up as well in a healing modality for that. There was an illness that will come up in this message here, which I guess we'll get to that when we get to that part. So the reason the color purple was very significant, because a definition came up in this read as well, which one of the definitions was purple. But then you get an expansion on why the movie is called the color purple. Purple, very interesting here. But not through the definition of purple. This was through another word that meant one of its definitions was purple. So then you see the other definitions which elaborate on purple. So at 10:11 to 14, this read was done this morning, and today is 10:11. It was done I cut the first deck at 10:11. So very significant, just like yesterday, 435 coming up as 10:10. In the gematria. The piles that came up in this read were 11, 9, and 3. And 11 also is a 2. In numerology, you'd write it that way, 11/2. And then the 9 is coming up as the Hermit, which is the 1 and the All, and then the 3. The Justice, the Hermit, and the Empress. The alignment of 2 for all, and then all AWL, which makes wholes, where all ALL is the whole, WHOLE, 2 for all, and all AWL for 3 was coming up. So 2-4 of the Queen of Wands was coming up, and 43 of the 3 of Cups have come together, which also was referencing my kids. Matthew's soul number is 43, and Jenna often comes up as the Queen of Wands because she has fiery rising sign. So 2 for the whole, and the instrument to make a whole. Okay, so there's the 1 and the all energies, and you know how your children are extensions of you. They're parts of you that you can then see. Obviously, they don't have all of your DNA because they have half of their dad's DNA too, but they express the parts of you that you need to reflect back at yourself. So 2 for the whole is coming up as the daughter, and then the instrument to make a whole as the son, of truth and balance of the Hermit, and the justice of going within to come together in abundance, with Libra, Virgo, and Taurus, or Libra, Virgo abundance of the planet, and planet was coming up as the plan, and then et al is coming up. Et, of course, is and in French. So it's like that open-ended thing, the open-ended plan of the planet. At 10:38, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the 38 of the Queen of Cups, the underlying energy of the 30, which is the home and union, but it's the silver card in this deck, the Warrior of Light, and the silver gate being the gate of man, whereas the gold gate is the gate of God. And the 11 of justice, alignment, and making a decision, with the 59 of the 5 of Swords, which is that war within, which in this deck is the Wailing Tree of reconciliations. Union of justice or alignment with the war within, the sword and the stone, which is the word and the tone, which literally translates as word is WORD, 2 humans origin, and then tone is to 1 or star 1, 2 stars supernova into 1. Pulling apart, polarizing, and then crashing in an implosion, smashing particles, so to speak. The spiral, the retrospective or the retro spiral, where it goes back down again, goes retrospectively or retroactively in order to gain momentum to cycle upward again. This is the horizon, polarizing on the horizontal plane. Something different at every spot on the earth, right? Because from every point on the earth, the horizon is different depending on where you are in the planet. The circle, the all, and then exploding and imploding into each other, right? So you explode kind of outwardly, but the physical isn't explosion. The implosion is the imploding within yourself as you explode into each other, as the particles hit each other, imploding at the same time. Like the bulls hesitation before the bull charges. Only two bulls charging each other. So it's like the energy of the moment before, right? Like the 0 point field, right? When the bull is hesitating right before he charges that red flag or whatever he's charging. But it's coming up as seeing the two bulls charging each other. And as they crash into each other, both of their horns break off. There's no more violence there. There's no more threat. Left with nothing but each other, imploding when they're losing confidence because they lost their horns. In order to find a happy medium, and that could be literally finding a medium, and Happy Gilmore was coming up here, where gilm, G-I-L-M, is a bunch of plant stems in metal or ore, which always reminds me of a bouquet of the roses, because my deers always eat the roses off the plant stem. But this metal, which you know, the bunch of plant stems in metal, if it's gilm ore, is actually the same thing as a rod, because rod is a bunch of stems, you know, that you can whack somebody with. Then Gilmore came up, G-I-L, which has a lot of definitions, and then more, of course, is more, but more is also has other definitions, which we'll get to in just a second. So G-I-L, some of the definitions are innocence, being naive or a dummy, the eagle, ravine, the belly, clay, snot, bullfinch. By the way, the bullfinch, notice that the bull is in that name, and that the color of the bird that was shown in the definition was blue and red, right, the opposites, and then white and black, all in one bird. It also means white, bright, clear, woman and wife. The brook, scream, yell, moon and finger, which moon and finger, very much the sword and the stone. And then more in Gilmore is the carrot, the root, the plant. The moon and the finger to a greater degree, where more also means to reside, to dwell, sojourn. It also means the sea or the body of salt water, to root up, man, dude, bro. But it also means, more that is, the color purple. It also means to amuse, entertain, the mulberry, black woman, and again, the blackamoor, which was a type of slave. And there's your color purple in the movie. Literally, more means purple, and it also means the black woman slave. And again, referencing the body of salt water that she is, you know, very salty, very much in the soul, in her emotions, right? Having been a slave. And then the soul music that comes from that energy. And the beauty within, all right? So and Spirit's connecting with me to really feel that, right? When we've all been in some kind of prison, no matter what it was, finding the blessings within that prison to take with you afterwards. And if you remember at the end of the movie, Sophia was her name, right? That was Oprah's name. And she was the one who was put in prison for being in her ego, and then was humbled after she came out of prison, then truly appreciating every moment she had with her family and things like that, of her independence, of her freedom. So the energies of the moon and the finger to a greater degree, like the sword and the stone, a bunch of plant stems of honor, grace, gold, and dirt. You see the extremes there, both honor and dirt. What's left after the head is bitten off, right? So what is left after the mouth, the horns, the beauty is removed, right? Because the flower is the beautiful part of the flower, not the stem. So what's left over after the beauty's been taken away is then the beauty is seen within, as Teddy's squeaking his squeaky toy in the background. I'm sorry if you hear that. But the at 11:11 was the definition of the two words coming together is the innocent black slave or wife, the purple eagle entertaining the bullfinch, which is red and blue and black and white. Bright, clear, white body of salt water. Naive root or carrot. To root up or scream and yell. Man, dude, bro, what the heck, you know? And then giving the finger to the moon, where the eagle resides, the eagle at the sea, who governs the body of water as opposed to the land. The body of water, which is the emotions, the music of the soul. And again, the color purple coming up there, regarding the ocean as opposed to the land, of the practicality, right, of the masculine and being more grounded and earthy. The underlying energy of the 18 and the 0 point field, and the cube in this picture, which is the energy of the hexagon. It's also like, the cube is like two roofs of houses coming together. And it's also was coming up as the Q and the B here, because the cube is the Q, and then B, which is the capital B, which also is 13 of transition. And the Q is also the sword and the stone, right? The circle and the line. The line in the circle is the quantum leap. QB, by the way, is also quarterback. The Q is also the queen, or the sword and the stone, right? It's the sperm and the egg. The transition, the quantum leap, the quarterback's charge and kick. And the water of the 7 at 11:17 of justice, alignment, and the star, or healing, shining your light and dreams. The 7 of water of the chariot and the sea, of the dolphin and the icosahedron for emotional well-being. So there's that B again of 13 and transitioning. Of land and sea, where we have on the land we have the hexahedron of 6, and in the waters the icosahedron, which is 20. And the two added up together is the 26, 8 of that page of wands, the lion's heart, whereas I cuddle in co-creation. The ivy, right, of weaving back and forth and co-creating and cuddling together while you do that. The two vines weaving back and forth together, cuddling as they co-create. The 44, which is the capital H of the lap dance. The hexa, which the EXA is the axis. The H with the axis. And also to see. IV, which is co-creation. That I matter in co-creation. That the COS or cos, which is cosine, also means body or basket, foot, and leg. And the 44th parallel coming up here at the top of the states. Goes through Oregon, New York, Maine, but also France and Italy and Croatia, I believe, Serbia, Romania, and I think Kos is in Serbia as well. And as well, I think that the bottom tip of Russia as well. So COS was coming up, but also then KOS. There's an island, a Greek island, Kos, but also Kos on that map that came up was coming up. I think it's in Serbia, but I'm not sure because the states weren't, the boundaries weren't clear on the map I was looking at. But KOS also comes up as limp and yogurt, the blackbird. By the way, right before I did this video, there was a flock of blackbirds who landed in my backyard. The plural, Kos is the plural of kosa, and also the trump card, to rent, lodging, and coziness, to cuddle. And also something that's skewed, right? Not quite centered. So land and sea with 18 and 7, 0 point and purple moon, and the chariot to take you there. With the capital letter L, which is at the right angle. And then, so you have the L and the S there together as one. The L is the right angle, and the S is the cosine, the two C's reflecting each other, of emotional attachment between the left and the right, and the beat of the heart, the lazy root, the root where land and water meet. It's in the root, with the 10 of high vibe sunshine and the new dawn each day in phased array, the sine wave weaving path to the sun, to the sword and the stone. The sword is the weaving path, and the stone is the sun. The chakra system and the 1,000 sons of the omega, the om and the ega of the female ego. The 6 of love, family, and community, and the lovers of the aqua rose gold mother's heart, flowering when they had their meet and greet in the morning with the family. The Gilmore, a bright, clear morning with family, with love and self-satisfaction. Because I think one of the definitions for more was also morning, as in the morning. The 30 of the home and the union of the silver warriors of light, able to separate and yet heal themselves, the truth in reflection, as the moon reflects both the sun and the earth, the daughter reflecting both the sun and the mother, when the father is out of sight, right, being that central sun energy. So the sun comes up as the rays transmitting from the father, right, the source. The transformation of the 31 of chaos of life, that energy that comes in from the sun, life with the shadow control and death, transforming, transmuting those light and dark energies into one. The 27 of the Ace of Wands, with a moment of pure inspiration, the wind beneath your wings, or in other words, your breath and your lungs, which lifts your wings together. Through the Ace of Wands, the flame, the 27, which is the 2 and the 7, the Divine Feminine High Priestess in the chariot waiting for the indigo to make their star connection. The 21 of the whole, complete, the mastering the mysteries of life. And the 51 of the King of Swords, of white and purity and innocence. Happy Gilmore, who thinks he can win back his grandmother's house on the pro golf tour. The innocence of the heart gets you to the pearly gates. The number 33 invite to the dimensional gateway, where dimension is two men's connection, where men's is human being, one, mouth, mind, and heart, reason and conscience. The two men's connection, the diamond's connection, which then menses were coming up with menstruation, which is mens or human, truat, means to fire, dismiss, or to dethrone. So humans dethrone connection, to bleed once a month, or Monday to the nth degree. The co-creation of the DOG, the dog, the dimensional human gateway, co-creating from human ego to God, from silver to the golden gate via the number 33 to the number 66, which is the GG of the golden gate, the divine feminine. The 33 of the masculine to the number 66 of the divine feminine. In transition, the 13, flying free, breaking in God, or rather breathing in God as ether and purity of the octohedron, with sun rays through the air, the October opus, the dance of transition, the 11 of justice in the wake-up call to align as the cell splits and then realigns. It organizes to then exit as the King of Swords, 51, is Christed in transitioning to align and call the Queen of Swords, the 52, Big Bird, the golden eagle, with pyramid thymus to ovaries, lifting her wings from rainbow circle to diamond light, purifying through the breath, but also the high heart and the ovaries and womb. She transmuting his energies from Libra to Scorpio between the King of Swords and Queen of Swords. So they're literally bringing up timelines here. Between the Queen of Swords and King of Swords is Libra and Scorpio. So bringing in the twins, getting to Sagittarius, which is also bringing up Ophiuchus. The King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, and the number 4 in the fall of leaf, quote unquote, leafing and letting go at 1240, which is the Hanging Man and the Innocent One, the Page of Cups. At 1210 is the Hanging Man and the 10 of Destiny, of that high vibe, with 11 cards here, again, of justice and alignment, where justice is truth and balance. And the 5 of communication through the 16 of the Tower and the Holy Grail powering up from womb to heart in infinity and beyond, spiraling in crazy 8 formation. The speakeasy, to speak easy and be heard. The capital B and heard, H-E-R-D, the transition of the collective, where land meets sea, meets the sky, meets I am. And by the way, the word sky was very significant in the color purple. She had a little piece of paper with the word sky on it that she kept from her sister, from the last time she saw her sister. The sudden, and Spirit's connecting with me, the sudden gold replenishment with the Ancient One through synchronicities of the 47, the 7 of Cups, the 47 being the sweet spot in numbers, just airing to the side of the light, and the heart to the crown, the 4th to the 7th chakra. The sweet spot and heart to crown with blessings and thanks for healthy food, and the 20 of the 0 source energy supporting the divine feminine, number 2. The cosmos or cosmo mirroring you in Seinfeld, which Feld means field. So they're bringing up the 0-point field, but also the sign field. So Cosmo and Jerry Seinfeld are coming up here. The cosmos or cosmo mirroring you in Seinfeld or field, or sine wave field and cosmos. The cuddly months of waving and mirroring in 0-point field, the cosine wave and the 0-point, sword and the stone, word and tone. 2U's origins, 2-1 or star 1. The path that's opposite to RA, because it's coming up as AR, that's star. The star is the path of AR, which is the opposite to RA, which is Ra or Ray. The 43 of healing and pausing to receive and come together with the 3 of the Empress, the Mother Earth, the abundance, being a part of the 43. The 43's creator, the Mother and Mother Earth, and the 41 of reflecting compassion, calm passion, or easy pass connection, as above so below, of self-love, spiritual love, and new love, as the number 9 hermit takes action to run with Big Bird in Chariots of Fire and Isis, with the King of Wands 23 in duality and balance needed for clarity on the shadow go within and shower in diamond light. From the front, see the shadow. From the back, in the shadow, the 15, release the Kundalini wounded warrior, that untapped energy source. Align back to back. Remember that technique. When you're having trouble with your words, align back to back to allow your energies to resonate with each other. The Hermit and the King of Wands, the shadow and the wounded warrior. Libra, Taurus, Scorpio, Aquarius, Virgo, Sag, and Capricorn came up there. At 12:24, the Hanging Man and the Queen of Wands, the 39 of the Knight of Cups, in the winter clearing here of clear endeavor, ending the emotional attachment to Vor, V-O-R, which means spring. And V-O-R, remember that because that comes up in another way at the end of this read. The 13 of transition to renewal of peace, spontaneous return home in Scorpio, transmuting death and life, control and chaos, leaving behind a hospital perhaps for life, real life, to be spontaneous, to make a wish with the divine masculine magician, number 1, and the 12 of the Hanging Man and their wisdom to expand from mountain to mountain, from hand to hand, spontaneous decision to hang out and align, to be fresh each day. And the numbers came up as 13, 31, 1, 12, and 11. They're all 1s, 2s, and 3s. 1, 11 for all, and all for 2. The 20 of higher ground of the rose in full bloom, able to see the lay of the land, with 11 of justice, truth and balance and alignment, and the 20 of judgment, which are both 2s and J's, equality and source support of the divine feminine, and the 7 of the chariot, the little chariot, creating ripples amongst the ancient ones, or talking trees. The 37 of the King of Cups with ideal course of action, and the 23 of the King of Wands, that you are worthy of the vision that you see for yourself. The 41 of being in service to the little ones, of self-love, spiritual love, and new love, and the 17 of dreams coming true with infinite blessings, with 9 cards here. The Hermit, 1 and all, the 32 of the journey of trusting your knowing, and the 22 of the leap of faith with an open heart, to the 50 of complete emotional fulfillment of the family, and the potent gateway, with remote view and leaping with an open heart and looking up, with the 10 of Cups, 27, that Ace of Wands, inspiring child's play, The 33 to be gentle with yourself, and the 34 of the 8 of Wands in energetic exchange to be vulnerable and trust, to sleep in their arms. The 25 of the Knight of Wands, keeping your dreams alive. The Knight of Wands, the blue baby's kiss, and the 43 of coming together because love matters. Love exists. As the bird touches down and opens to ship while another ship sails at 12:38, hanging out with the Queen of Cups. So love matters, it exists, as the 2 of the Divine Feminine High Priestess illuminates, helping the butterflies, the little ones, or the daughters transition to the moon or to her independence. At 12:40 is the hanging out with the Page of Cups. And there's the Queen of Cups and the Page of Cups, the mother and the child, the underlying energy of the horned cactus, the 29 of being present in the moment, the lazy bull, with prickly pear and juicy center. When 2 cactus bulls charge, they really stick. The 27 of the Ace of Wands in the heart home, inspired by compassion. The 10 of the deep diver, diving right in, present with their gifts, inspired to dive deep into the wailing tree of the inner war, the 59, and reconciling the war within, or in other words, the purging in the fall. So the first breath here comes up again with the 21 and coming full circle each time to come back to the beginner's mind. After the war within, feeling whole and complete, back to number 1 or 21 again. The 31, again, is the chaos in the hand, and where the universe is your partner to take that chaos and mold it as you please. The universe is your partner with the golden heart in his hand. The 4 to 7, sky bridge, and then again, remember the sky from the color purple, and so sky is Sophia's KY, the energy of the 0 point field. The sky bridge of 4 to 7 to union. The sky of Sophia's KY and energy at 0 point, after being imprisoned for ego, coming out humbled, but now transmuting and able to do that from the heart to the crown, and the sweet spot, number 16, sudden empty well with a sudden need to fill up the tank. The 7 of the Chariot and the Sacred Covenant, the scroll, for you to write in as you ascend in the Garden of Venus with the Knight of Wands for rest and renewal. With 3 cards here of the Empress in Abundance, number 24, 15, and 46 of the Queen of Wands shadow with the 6 of Cups kids or soulmate or twin. The galactic mushroom, which is the gal acting as the inner child in the 2 vine or divine matrix, which is the mother 9 or 10, which is Virgo and Libra, the midpoint of the astrological cycle. The 15 of the dust devil, kicking up the dust to move out of stagnation and get to the root girl, the disowned self. The 46 of the 6 of Cups, the little girl in you, that whether you're a man or a woman, the little girl in you that you just can't accept. The fiery, devilish, childish part, the part who rejected her children, her inner child or her children, or feels a part of them that they can't accept. So again, there's that energy of really going deep into the wounds you haven't really looked at. The root good girl or the bad girl, or the mushy, messy part of yourself at the root. Perhaps you provide the air to breathe for them, as she is mostly fire, earth, and water, very grounded with movement and the need to lighten up a bit. So bring in some more air energy at 12:54, which is hanging out with the Page of Swords, very appropriately, which is Mercury. And that could be hanging out with me since I'm Virgo. So I went into that 4:35 again at the end here, and the Telestai, energy of paid in full and it is finished, where Jesus bowed his head and gave up the ghost. And again, I went back to that image I had of like the device that's opening and closing the mouth while going in a circle. And I also realized that, you know, when you open applications, it's that symbol of the circle, right? While it's opening, there's a circle going around to tell you when it's completely opened. But also what came up online was spinning reel problems, like on a fishing wheel. And you notice that the fishing wheel where the line is wrapped around, there's a lock on it, which is like that opening and closing of the mouth. You can lock it in any position. And it was coming up as problems with the spinning reel. Things like the reeling isn't reeling in properly, that the bail is not closing, the bird's nest formation. And that was coming up from sportfishingbuddy.com. And then a disease came up. Oscillopsia, where objects appear to jump, jiggle, or vibrate when they're still. And one cause of loss of vestibulo-ocular reflex, which is that VOR I told you to remember in Endeavor, to end emotional attachments to spring. But here it's coming up as VOR, as this eye disease. If your VOR isn't working, your eyes don't move in tandem with your head. So what I was getting here was, you know how I brought up from, I think it was from my books, my Edgar Cayce books. He was advising for your eyes, but also I think it was to sleep at night. I forget what it was, but it's for eye health as well, because I was looking it up for eye health. To bring your head forward 3 times, back 3 times, to each side 3 times, and then circle around each way 3 times. And of course, you're doing this, you do it slowly as not to hurt yourself. But already from doing that, it's released a kink in my neck that I've always had there. I could never circle around because I would always get stuck right there because it hurt too much to keep going. But that's been resolved. But in this eye disease, I was getting to do that, to circle your head back and forth while opening and closing your mouth. You know how you do that in massage sometimes? You know, you move a body back and forth to get in there while the other person is doing the work. It's that same kind of energy of opening and closing your mouth while you're stretching your head in a circle in both directions, but opening and closing your mouth at the same time. Some of the causes of VOR are from meningitis, from perhaps gentamicin, which is an antibiotic, from nerve damage in the brain or sudden head injury. And some of the drugs they use to cure this, I'm not recommending any of these things, but I'm just saying, were epilepsy, Alzheimer's, and anti-anxiety drugs, right? So is there a natural way we can heal these things? So open a page in a book. It may tell you. So 435, again, like I said, is the area code for Utah and interstate Kansas City, Missouri area. It's the beltway around Kansas City, which goes into Missouri, which is where my son used to live. And it's CDXXXV. And something that came up from that location as well was a pedestrian was killed on 435 near the State Line Road at 8:13 p.m. on, I think it was the 17th of September, if not the 16th. It was the Saturday in Leawood, Kansas. And the name of the person who got hit by the car was Reginae Chatmon, if anyone knows. It's spelled Reginae is the first name, and then last name was Chatmon, and they were only 27 years old. And I don't even know if that's a man or a woman, but they were very young, and it didn't say in the article why they walked onto the highway. 435 is also a song by Tyler the Great, which I read the lyrics and they mean nothing to me because it's like kind of a vulgar rap song. And I understand the lyrics, but they had no meaning for me. I mean, it was just very kind of dark energy. It was not resonating with. And then 900 came up as well in the list of definitions for 435, and 900 comes up as the act of spinning 900 degrees in the air with 2.5 complete turns, which was very interesting, right? Because that's, again, doing those 2 things at the same time. Doing somersaults while spinning around in a circle at the same time. In the year of 435, it came up as the year of the consulship of Theodosius and Valentinianus. So that was literally the year of that. Or it's also known as the year of 1188. Check that out. And that's Ab Urbi Condita, which is the Roman, what they consider as the foundation of Rome. The first day of Rome would make 435 year 1188. They consider the first day it was BC 753 before Christ, is considered the first day of Rome, the foundation of Rome. So then 435 becomes 1188. Also in the Chinese calendar, it's 3131 wood dog, or 3071, or 3132, which is the chaos of the journey, wood pig, and then 3072, which is the 30 of the union, and the 72, which is, the half of the 144. Also, November 14th, 435 came up as Emperor Theodosius II orders the death penalty for all heretics and pagans, and Judaism is considered a legal non-Christian religion. Also, what came up online was Vandals use Hippo Regius, which is the modern Annaba, A-N-N-A-B-A, as the port for expeditions. And Hippo was coming up because the Hippo game is where the mouth opens and closes. That was coming up as well. And then another year that was significant for me was Nanak Shahi, which is 1033, which is the Sikh calendar. 1033, which 10 is the high vibe of the 33 of the Christ consciousness. All right, so that's what came up with 435. We are going to go back to, so again, we have very much that energy of completion, having fully paid their debt, sacrificed their life for humanity, that kind of energy coming up, all done with that. All right, it is finished. It is finished. Oh, and by the way, my trip was very nice with my children. I enjoyed my time very much. It's a bit of a drive, but it was very nice. We had a nice walk on the river there. And we didn't do too much other than, spend time with each other, which is really what we wanted to do. It was really nice. So the read on the table here, the 7-deck read, which I'm getting too far back. 1 second. Got to find it first. Oh, there we go. So this was from the 9th, actually. And I finished it at 6:06 p.m. I cut the deck at 5:38, 39 to 40, which is the Queen of Cups, Knight of Cups, and Page of Cups, for the energy coming in this week here. 10, 10, 10, 11, and then going forward here. At 5:48, the Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups were sitting together in one of the decks, going within. And then also right next to that was the 77 of their sovereignty, and the moon of 18, the purple moon, which is the 0-point field. So it was very much, it's like, it is finished, that the twins are coming together, finding their sovereignty and coming together in the 0-point field. At 5:51 is the change of the 51 of the King of Swords, and F chalices came up, which is about, the F is digamma, or 2 gamma waves, but also the reflection of expanding and contracting, or just reflecting in the middle, the chalices of emotions of heart. And then CES was coming up as well, which means these or those, but it also means C flat, or to get, receive, to have an experience. At 6:06, I finished this read, and here is the full read on the table that you're seeing. And so 6:06, I completed it, which is the 6 and the 6 of 2 sets of lovers, or the 60 of the 6 of swords and the lovers, which 6 can be love, family, community as well. It doesn't have to be the lovers. We had the strength card, karma, which is judgment, the chariot and Luna, which is the moon, of course. Before the read was ascension, and after the read was Ascension is the world, by the way. And after the reed was transition or death, and the starseed or the fool. There were 2 wands, 2 cups, 1 sword, and 2 pentacles. So 2, 2, 1, 2 is the way the numbers came up. The 22 of the Fool's Journey, the 12 of the Hanging Man and Wisdom, seeing new perspectives. The Page of Swords, the Page of Pentacles were in the reed, as well as the Queen of Cups. And then before the reed was the Knight of Pentacles. We also had the Sovereign in the reed. And then the numbers, we had 666. But more significantly than 666 here was the double 1s, 5s, and 8s. So the 5-8 is the 4 of Swords, which is the 5D connection. The 11 of Justice, Truth, and Balance and Alignment. And then the 666, which is that energy of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Each one of those adds up to a 6, right? So 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals 6. 4, 5, 6 then goes to 15, and then 24. Not the additions of 6, but those numbers that reduce to a 6. And of course, 666 was distorted by the power players. So we have 88 of the Dance of the Twins, the 55 of the Truth, and the 11 of Justice. We also have 1, 2, 3 jump here. We have the 56 of the 2 of Swords, being in your knowing. The 89 of the Phi energy, expanding, contracting, or staying in the middle, reflecting. The 68 of the Page of Pentacles as well. And 15 of the Shadow also coming up here. The code line was all about communication and leadership. And the number 32, which is the journeyman, coming from 8, 15, and 9. The 8 of the Dance and manifesting of dreams, the 15 of the Shadow, and the 9 of the Hermit. And the code line messages go as this. After death, or after an ending, the key of Sophia and time out for TV is coming up as telepathic vision. The 8 dance to the nth degree, or 80th perhaps, in acing grief or hermiting to see the key in reflecting KE as key to the EK, which means I, or one. It also means lead, bright, reed and cane, made from, behold, fish. Oak, I, annex, someone, anyone, yoke. Let's go, let's hurry up, to come and reflect. The communication and leadership were coming up as commune and ication, and lead with an E on the end, and then our ship. The adult active daily tour. Adult or active duty of tour, rather. Admission, discharge, or transfer, so some people may be dealing with hospital visits. Acknowledged data transfer, abstract data type, auto tracking, double tracking, becoming our ship. Common or communal, in a holding area perhaps. The gun chamber coming up here, as well as the sheep, the flock of sheep being stable. And the protective service or home alarm. Sirens were going out when I wrote that at 6:37 of the 6 of Lovers and 37 of the King of Cups. Protective service needed or home alarm, telepathic vision, TV, or timeout to create infinitely, to ace purging. Hermits coming face to face, oak to oak, one to one, poop to poop. Add of the knot, the mountain range, the bowl or the cup, to make or construct, to create dreams to the nth degree. Acing the grief or the purge. Hermits coming one to one, or hermits seeing the key of one, of the yoke, of anyone. The annex. Annex was coming up, which is an extension of a building, right? Going a different way, perhaps for a side lesson or something like that. But annex comes up with Elena Denon too. One of her contacts is annex. Stable sheep are the ship. And again, it always cracks me up when the sheep come up, because Jenna's dog Teddy is an Australian Shepherd, and they're sheep herders. And here it was coming up as Teddy keeping the herd calm and organized, right? Keeping an eye, like that's his job at the front window, to make sure all the sheep are in place, that everything's fine. So the AD, or after death detachment of the troops, creatively, right? Letting the troops go and in a creative way, a creative plan. To dance, to be strong, to manifest their dream to the nth degree. To ace the purging and dance with the shadow emotions. The 81 of the completion of karma around the world to the nth degree. To end karma, grieving the end, and seeking the energetic exchange, the energy of communication and leadership. So we started this read. We started this read at 7, right on the dot, which is double zeros of source energy backing up the chariot. With the strength card, so here's the underlying energies over here with the little cards on top. On that top card was the strength card upright, and beneath it was the Knight of Pentacles upright, the Three of Swords reversed, Six of Pentacles upright, Two of Pentacles reversed, and the Ascension card upright. The Knight of Pentacles helping to heal by sharing how to break patterns or to take a break and ascend through the ring of fire, to be strong and birth. The King of Pentacles upright needing to manifest past insecurities or manipulations, lack of tools, to start over with the King of Swords upright, or perhaps as the King of Swords. With Pisces upright, Leo or Sag upright, and Virgo or Gemini reversed, in chart perhaps, proposed by the Knight of Pentacles after an ending to emotional cycle of unhappiness or an unhappy family, proposing to end the storm through the scales of balancing and when to act and when not to act or perform, to complete the cycle and birth to the next. Mastering finances, thoughts, and words. As the King of Pentacles with the need to manifest by starting over with the King of Swords at 717, the Chariot and the Dream. Dumping a load, a burden, or confessing to get over it. At 718, the Chariot and the Moon, after detoxing and walking away, taking a hike around the neighborhood or world, or in wrapping things up, coming full circle, with the Empress reversed and Sovereign upright, or the Knight of Cups upright hiding to detox with Pisces, perhaps with Taurus in chart, or Sovereign on break, or sleeping together, or in 5D connection on a trip, or moving to ascend fast, with Cancer Queen of Cups upright, getting over loss or regret, or just travel with kids or pets, or taking the show on the road, under the starry nights. Fabrications were coming up big here, materials or cotton, the fabric of our lives, getting quote-unquote stained, getting back to familiar materials to relax and focus, or one relaxes by going out and the other by being still, or a leap of faith with a rebel yell, breaking through to the other side. The Page of Swords reversed, perhaps a negative message or none at all, or a kid mouthing off, being very immature, or Sovereign upright, Queen of Cups upright, with wounded warrior guarding their wounds still, unable to express their thoughts. Something about fabric getting wet, and the tide rising too high, or stranded on an island or in the rain, or flood and the need to step up to the plate. The Divine Masculine guarding his Divine Feminines, with pebbles, crystals, rocks, and fabric or curtains, protecting, expanding, or protecting expensive fabrics or dresses from munchkins who are hiding or pulling double duty, with romantic feelings, and beneath that was worth waiting for, with the Page of Pentacles reversed, no longer trying to be perfect, as the bull exits right at 7:59, the moment before 8, in need of help in a bold move with the Knight of Pentacles upright, offering something healthy to the fallen angel, or something to help them get over it, or just getting over it. With the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Pentacles upright, which can be siblings right there, traveling or moving, maybe one's not happy about it and losing patience with getting over it, or he expecting her to get over it, or expecting to get his way. The Wonder Woman cuff coming up here with the bent wrist matching the bent knee, showing leg, hands, knees, or feet, or toes above and beyond. Domestic harmony with the 46 of the Six of Cups, inner children, loving children, or outer children as well. And the adventure of the 52, or the Queen of Swords. With the Devil upright here, or the Devilish King of Swords reversed, post-war, dead tired, or of investing in the Empress reversed, who may be anti-establishment at 8:31. The dance of chaos of life. A near-death experience, perhaps, or never-ending implementation of a plan to divorce or to break a contract or quit or leave a religion or Taurus energy behind, with Empress reversed. Post-war PTSD with Capricorn upright, Scorpio and Taurus, perhaps 2 Tauruses here, reversed. Rolling back the silk curtains. With the Empress reversed, they may have been purchased by her. Not one of the sheep in a tainted religious leader's flock, committed to the Empress reversed and their gauche, quote-unquote, gauche money. The Empress reversed is ready to explode and get over it, getting over the loss or the regret, the past, the shame or the guilt of the wounded warrior guarded and trying to get over it for domestic harmony with the 46, whether that be the inner outer children or the soulmate or twin flame. The King of Cups with the truth to the Hermit, perhaps tempted by the Holy Grail and weakened by it. Starting overnight or starting over at night, the King of Cups or Cancer King of Cups at the full moon, which was that day on the 9th, the 10 of Pentacles reversed, spending on dreams perhaps, and that could be a lot as the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, or community spending, or that can be their dysfunction or rejecting any love from the Emperor reversed, being judgmental or needing to swallow their pride, losing patience or being insecure, or a madman who's crazy as the Page of Wands is inspired to heal at home or to heal their union. The 7 of Cups, seeing synchronicities, seeing the one, taking a gamble with the Hermit, King of Pentacles, and the Emperor reversed, out of control or controlling or impatient, manipulative. But the Page of Wands is excited to heal at home, taking a gamble, hermiting with the King of Pentacles upright. At 9:55, which is the Hermit and the Truth. The recent past is the karma reversed, of ending karma in a split, divide, or a need for clarity, with the Page of Wands upright and the Queen of Swords upright, bringing good news to the Empress reversed, the Page of Pentacles reversed, the Page of Cups reversed, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Obviously, they're not a happy group right there. Released from anxiety, perhaps, or their own prisons, completing the cycle here. At 10:04, which is message received, being strong after a falling out or a negative past, or bad memories at work or school or wherever you co-create, the hospital, the church. And the 2 of Wands reversed without an option, but the King of Swords, perhaps, with Aquarius in their chart. The Empress reversed and the King of Swords upright, and strong King of Pentacles, or Leo, Sagittarius. Mother, daughter, and 2 grands or pets, with Pisces upright and Taurus reversed, or King of Swords upright and Aquarius reversed in a split, but inspired by the Queen of Swords bringing good news and leading the way. The foundation of the 8 of Wands, that energetic exchange or arrows of love, and the Queen of Wands facing their fears, following their synchronicities in order to end the pain or a painful ending. Centrally is the Ace of Wands reversed, needing inspiration or unable to conceive of, or new information and no options, cheating on your detox program, with the Emperor reversed and the Knight of Wands reversed, perhaps falling off the wagon or falling short on energy or paralyzed by their passions, and the Emperor reversed, implementing or investing in a plan defenseless to the energies or the plan of attack to get over the loss, the regret, with the Page of Pentacles reversed, wounded warrior on guard, and the Knight of Wands reversed, overindulgent, trying to be strong, or the Knight of Wands reversed, player falling short, irritated by their pet, Leo or child, and the High Priestess reversed, secret passion, needing to use their intuition to trust and have faith and integrity. The Page of Wands romantic tie with the King of Cups, no longer having relations, refusing reunion with the 10 of Cups reversed, with new information, making a decision, with the Knight of Swords rushing in, back and forth with the Page of Cups reversed, or rejection. The 5 of Wands reversed, vulnerable ending or conflict, or spoiled and entitled in a losing battle with sharing or settling out, with Dark Knight, the death, end, or transition, with Pisces reversed, Scorpio upright, and now is the Page of Swords reversed in negative self-talk, frustrated in divorce process, with the Hermit shedding light on the 3 of Pentacles reversed, or the work issues, with the Queen of Wands upright and the Knight of Wands upright, not sleeping together. The Knight of Wands brought good news, and the King of Swords and Empress both reversed, maybe they're divorced that they're bringing news about, or bad news depending on whose point of view it's coming from. So at the full moon, with Virgo upright and Taurus reversed, dealing with a fire at work, with the Page of Swords reversed, rumors or lying and spying, and the full moon fantasy or Cancer synchronicities. At 10:30, which is high vibe destiny and the home or the union, resting or on break. At 10:31, high vibe chaos with the Page of Swords reversed and the Page of Wands upright, with the King of Cups, Cancer, on break, recovering off work perhaps, present to their fantasy, and defenseless to the Fool who's free with an open heart, free from what's not working or free from overtime, to heal and dream. Perhaps dream about the Knight of Cups and Queen of Cups upright in union or at a distance, free to share or settle out, to find inspiration with the King of Wands reversed, receiving the Knight of Swords and their truth or delivery, letting go to fix or make amends with the Knight of Cups, offering love after a sudden event, or planning on offering over and over until they accept the Queen of Cups. Soon here is the Nine of Pentacles, the Sovereign, or there's someone who's newly single, and or someone who's a catch. The Page of Pentacles reversed in energetic exchange with the Ten of Cups reversed in need of peace, and Sovereign leaving a negative past behind to enjoy their kids, their pets, Leo, or vacation, with the King of Cups with Sag in their chart, or losing patience and playing hardball, or withholding, saving, or bringing good news and success, or waiting for the Queen of Pentacles reversed wounded warrior to expose and bring good news, willing to end finally and settle out, to end the conflict for good. With Sovereign upright and Queen of Cups upright, dealing with the Page of Pentacles and Page of Swords both reversed, where the Page of Swords is easily irritated or with anxiety, and the Page of Pentacles reversed in need of help, or needing to swallow their pride, with the King of Cups who's upright and unconditionally loving, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, or is the Queen of Pentacles reversed acting like a child, or kids all acting up except the Page of Wands. Perhaps the Knight of Wands reversed is the wounded warrior refusing to come together with the Page of Pentacles reversed, or just a lot of back and forth with the Ten of Cups reversed, unhappy family, lacking peace, or siblings not getting along at 10:49. That high vibe of getting someone's wish, well, when someone gets their wish, somebody else may not be. The Queen of Cups and the King of Cups could be the King of Wands reversed and the Knight of Swords upright, where the twin flames are seeing themselves as the Chariot upright. Around them is the Moon upright, with a lot of Cancer energy right there, of travel and family, and the twin flames traveling, moving, or ascending, as the Knight of Pentacles proposing an offer of help at night, or proposing to Cancer, Pisces, or Capricorn reversed, awake to a breakup or lack of affection, or Gemini reversed who's overwhelmed or pushed to their limit, or trying to trigger the Knight of Pentacles in the downturn or twist of fate, and Cancer upright, Pisces, or the King of Cups reversed, Gemini reversed, and Libra reversed, Saggy 2 coming up here. I'm sorry, it wasn't King of Cups, it was Capricorn reversed. So Cancer is upright, but Pisces or Capricorn, Gemini, Libra reversed, Saggy 2 is there. Finances and career and free yourself, but even more so here is getting to know each other and you deserve love, and there's Sagittarius energy there. Earth and Cancer are very strong here. Air signs may be struggling. Pisces and Scorpio are both directly reflecting their light and their shadow. Sagittarius reversed is refusing to come together with Leo upright or Pisces reversed. And around the twins is Luna or the full moon, ending conflict and lack of sleep with Justice or Cancer upright and Libra upright, satisfied spending family time, money, or energy to release their stress. Or happy alone without dysfunction of the family hung over their head. At the full moon travel, the block is the Page of Pentacles reversed in need of help. And that can be someone who's an opportunist, right? Who is always getting people to do things for them or get things started for them. Playing hardball at work or school, or holding back an announcement or afraid to speak up. At 11:04, alignment of stability or the Emperor in leadership and communication. With the Two of Cups reversed in a breakup or distant and stressed. The Queen of Cups is upright and frustrated, with the Page of Cups reversed in a losing battle of trying to share with Dark Night, The Queen of Cups may be healing from a death, an ending, or transition, or the Queen of Cups is healing with Scorpio and or Pisces reversed. Could be more than one Scorpio here. With the Queen of Cups upright and the Knight of Cups upright together, needing to align, save, and be practical to end the conflict and be successful or lead the way, transiting with the Six of Cups reversed or through the bad memories or difficult kids to open their heart and take a leap of faith in travels, move, or in ascending together at 11:09, the reflection of 9/11. With Scorpio upright, Cancer upright, and Aries upright here, the King of Wands reversed could be Aries, but it's more likely Sagittarius reversed, and the Knight of Swords might be Libra upright. And the Queen of Cups and King of Cups, or excuse me, the Queen of Cups and Knight of Cups, they could both be Scorpios or Cancers, with the Page of Cups reversed, Scorpio reversed, or Pisces reversed, and the King of Cups could be Cancer, Leo, or with Sag in their chart, and the Queen of Cups upright may be working and saving or overworked and withholding to end the conflicts, or without conflicts to bring good news and leading the way. Through transition portal, after the falling out, to open starseeds' hearts, to be free to leap and ascend, fast and bold. At 11:17 of justice and dreams coming true, the Knight of Pentacles is healing or apologizing, sharing or settling out, to drop the act and come full circle through the ring of fire with the eye on the prize. Birthing in energetic exchange, perhaps with a mighty roar or rebel yell, strong arrows of love in traveling at full moon or at night, needing to swallow their pride when frustrated and challenged by getting over it and being single or sovereign, with the Page of Pentacles reversed and Page of Swords reversed. The Queen of Cups upright, or sovereign and Page of Pentacles reversed, may be lying to the Queen of Cups or sending a negative message to the Queen of Cups that's out of line, and she may be withholding or saving in a losing battle to succeed and transition past negative kids or a soulmate to be free to leap and complete the cycle, or perhaps travel around the world. At 11:25, Justice and the Knight of Wands. Pisces or Divine Feminine in completion, ascending or being strong to birth and end karma, with the Empress reversed, or lack in divorce, or Empress reversed who just gave birth. An energetic exchange, or labor and frustration or pain, with the Page of Swords reversed, challenged by getting over grief of loss or regret in a bold move to their sovereignty at the full moon, with the Page of Pentacles reversed in need of help from the Queen of Cups, and she may be overworking or not working out, withholding or saving for a new life without conflicts. Only good news, transiting past falling out or a negative past, or kids to their freedom to travel, move, or ascend at 11:30. Which is aligning with justice, truth, and balance, and union with the 30. So just a quick journey card for you guys today, since it's going a bit longer than I expected. I never rolled the die either. Let me roll the die for you. For the twins, October 11, 2022. All right, we have Mars here. All right, so there's some aggressive action there. We have the 9 of the Hermit, which is also endings and compassion. Okay, so going within, the 1 and the all. And then we also have Leo here, okay, which is the child. So we have the child, the Hermit, and Mars taking action. Right, which is like the, being the 1 and the all, the wise one going within, but also the inner child that brings you without, right, to play and have fun with the Mars, that kind of playful action that's coming up there. So also Virgo, Leo, and Scorpio, and perhaps Aries coming up there. And from this energy deck, what's coming up for us? What's our takeaway today? Oh, these two just hopped up right into my hand. The Sun, which is fully energized. The 1 also of the Magician Divine Masculine. And exposing all, healing, energized, being very well, healthy. The 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, which is the crowning moment here of this, the 1,000 suns there, the 41 of self-love, spiritual love, and new love is that illumination. And then the contract, right? The end of the contract or the beginning of the new one, your own. The 6 of love, family, community. And the contract is to balance equally, right? To play that dance and always be in balance. So again, it is done. The crowning moment of the 1,000 suns of Omega, of the feminine letting go of her ego, and the contract to be in balance with each other, of the 6 of love, family, and community, and the lovers, right? This is like the masculine energy with the 1, the magician, and the sun. And then here's the feminine, the Lady Liberty energy coming up here of love. The Holy Grail is 41, is the Ace of Cups. Right, so it's coming up as the magician, the sun, right, the 1, and the Holy Grail, lovers, and equality. The bottom of the deck here is the thinking man, right? The masculine discovering his mission with the 46, the inner child coming out and within. And again, hanging out, being wise, seeing new perspectives on the temple path, finding their mission here. Finding their mission is coming into balance with the divine feminine here. So I guess that says it all. Remember your water, your rest, your joy, your nature, to follow your own intuition, no matter what anyone else says, right? Your union's different than anybody else. Be good to yourselves. Rise and be loved, guys. I'll see you soon. Have an amazing day.